Hello everyone, welcome back to the vlog. Tonight I only have two hands for you because I was told I had to stop recording. So I have recorded another session that will be the subject of the next vlog already, but this one's only going to be two hands. One of them I already made a short about, so if you watch that you'll know what happened. But I'm going to present that first hand in a more interesting way today. I think I'm just going to show you the unedited footage from that hand. Without any voiceovers, without me explaining anything or analyzing the hand. I'm going to show you my vlogging process, which is I record the hand and I narrate to my phone what's happening as the hand's going on. That's how I keep track of all the action and the specific cards that are on the flop, turn, river. So I'm going to show you that completely unedited. Hopefully you find that interesting. I have had some people ask me both in the comments and in person, you know, when I'm vlogging, how I do it, how I keep track of things. So hopefully you'll find that interesting. And then I have one other hand to show you that occurred before I was told I had to stop recording. At the end of the video, I'll give you a story about how that came to be. But before I get into those two hands, I wanted to talk to you guys about the subscriptions. We hit 1,000 and I really appreciate it. I just want to let everyone know, thank you so much for watching and subscribing. It really does mean a lot to me. When I first decided to start this vlog, I of course realized there's a million poker vloggers out there already, a lot of very good poker players, and I didn't know if anybody would be interested at all in watching me play or what I think about the hands or my thought process. And it really means a lot to me that you guys watch and comment and subscribed. It makes me want to keep going. If I was doing this and nobody cared, nobody talked to me about it, no one watched the videos, it would be hard to do because it does take a lot of time. I enjoy doing it or I wouldn't do it, but my main enjoyment isn't from the process of creating the vlog as much as it is having people watch it and interacting with people and talking about it. So again, thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, I'd welcome you to do so. I would really appreciate it. And if you don't want to subscribe, that's okay too. I appreciate you watching the video and you know, hopefully you enjoy it. Before playing poker on this night, my wife and I took my parents to dinner at Michael Mina, which is at the Bellagio by the conservatory. It's pretty fancy, but the food's really good. I pretty much always get the lobster pot pie the few times I've been here. And here you can hear the waiter talking about the dish.
Number one signature dish for the restaurant. Yeah. And then he is going to recreate the lobster with a course on top of pastry, beautiful Maine lobster vegetables, and black chocolate cognac sauce as well, okay?
Here's the final product. It's very delicious and I highly recommend it if you do like lobster, but you do not like money. This dinner was right after I posted my last vlog and had been losing a ton, and my mom asked me during dinner if it's been going any better, if I've been winning, and so I told her no, it's still going bad, I'm still losing. And so she grabs my hand and says, well, here you go, this is for good luck. So now I'm pretty much assured of victory, and what could go wrong? Per the usual, I buy in for the max 500 at the 2-5 no limit game at the Bellagio. Only 10 minutes in, this first hand happens, and I'm just going to let you see how my vlogging process works. So I'm just going to play this completely unedited and let you see how I keep track of hands and keep track of the action while I'm recording. And probably don't really need to analyze this hand too much, although there's some things that could be talked about, like 3-bet sizing being bigger and things like that. But for this one, I'm just going to let you see how my vlogging process works and let you see this hand naturally develop. Men cut off, under the gun rates to 20, plus run calls 20, I raise to 65. Plus one calls 65. And or under the gun calls 65, and plus one also calls 65. Flop is King of Diamonds, 7 of Hearts, 5 of Hearts. Checks around. Turn is the Jack of Hearts.
So I'm here, coffee here.
Under the gun checks. +1 bets.
It's like totally different world to where I live. Like white and black, very different.
I call 60. Under the gun folds, heads up to a river.
Originally from northeast. Yeah, northeast England.
River is the 5 of diamonds.
He saved the UK when he can't.
+1 puts me all in for, well, yeah. That's all in, yeah?
No, yeah.
That's me all in. Yeah, I call.
But you on.
He puts me all in. I gotcha. Quads?
Oh
my god.
He shows quad 5s on the river, and King's Full gets cracked by quads 5s on the river. Nice hand. I've got to tell you, after running as bad as I'd been running, and my last vlog talking about how bad I'd been running, this one especially felt like a gut punch. And as soon as his hand was over, I texted my mom telling her to never touch me again. This next and last hand of the vlog happens about 30 minutes later, which happens to be about as long as it took for them to clean up the vomit from in front of me off the table. And I have Jack Queen of Clubs on the button. The same guy who hit quads against me is in the low jack and raises to 15. I call, the small blind and the big blind also call. The flop is Queen of Spades, 3 of Clubs, 4 of Spades. So that seems like a pretty good flop for Jack Queen. Obviously there's spade draws. There could be some suited connectors of people calling for 15. So you'd be a little careful here, but it seems like Jack Queen should probably be good here. It checks to the low jack, who is the pre-flop raiser, who bets 35, and only I call and both other players fold. The turn is the 3 of diamonds. That seems like a pretty safe card. He bets 85, and I'm a little concerned that he might have a bigger queen. I'm thinking maybe king queen, but probably not an overpair. I would think an overpair maybe would raise more than 15 pre-flop, but maybe not. I'm mostly concerned about a better queen at this point, but I still think a lot of people will c-bet twice on this kind of a board if they missed. I don't really think it's a fold here, even though I'm a little concerned about being beat. I think that would be a little bit too nitty, and like I said, a lot of times players will c-bet twice here, so I'm okay calling, which is what I do. Seems like Jack Queen's pretty good, but not great. The river is the 2 of clubs, so that's about as bricky as they come. The flushes miss. Now he bets 200, which could be a missed spade draw, could maybe be an overpair. I'm thinking his most likely hand that he could have that actually beats me is Queen King, maybe Ace Queen. And I think here you could go either way with the call or a fold. It probably depends on the person you're playing against, whether the player you're playing against is likely to triple barrel if they miss, or whether they're only betting if they actually have something. I'm pretty concerned about King Queen, but the pot's pretty decent sized. My hand's pretty good, but not great. I kind of waffle back and forth between a call and a fold. I think both are fine. I end up making the call, and he does show King Queen of diamonds, so the hand I was most worried about is what he actually has. I think I probably could have found the fold here against this player. He's probably not triple barreling with worse, and there's really not a lot of hands I think that bet 3 times that I'm beating. So when you really think about it, I think it's probably a fold, unless I think he's just triple barrel bluffing, which I don't think this player probably would be doing. So in hindsight, I think it's a bad call. Obviously, that's easier to know when I know what he ended up actually having and I lose, but even just adding up the pieces even before knowing that I end up losing this hand, I think it's probably a fold. But I don't think a call's terrible here either. All right, welcome back. So, surprisingly, after being down 900 and in for 1400 after about 40 minutes, I actually ended up pulling a winner on this night. I ended up with a small win of 354, which I was very happy with after how bad I'd been running, how many losses I'd had, and how bad this night started. 354 up seemed like a huge win to me. Here's my rack at the end of the night. You can see the 14 black chips. That's what I'm bought in for. So the red is the profit. So I did pull a winner this night, and this actually started me on a 5-session win streak, which is great. I'm definitely not out of the hole that I dug myself in to start the year, but my March has been much better after the 5-session win streak. You can see on the screen my sessions and where I'm at now. After that 5-session win streak, I did have an almost $1,400 loss at Bellagio on Friday a couple days ago, and then I recorded the win session, the 2-5 on Saturday, so I'm not going to spoil that for you because that will be the next vlog. But at least I was able to turn things around. So maybe my mom's luck was just temporarily delayed. I don't know. She'd like to think so. Let me tell you a little bit about what happened when I was told I had to stop recording. So I switched games after a little while after those first two hands. The game I was in was filled with pretty decent players, some regulars that actually know what they're doing. So I put in for a table change. And when it came up, I switched games and I set up my recording stuff and I started recording my first hand, and the guy that was a couple seats to my left was very unhappy with the fact that I was recording, and he's telling me I'm not allowed to record. At this time, I didn't realize the rules had changed at the Bellagio. I had specific approval from the poker room manager. I had a meeting with him, I signed papers and everything before I started doing vlogs at Bellagio. So I sit down at this new table, I start vlogging, and this player tells me, you can't vlog here. And I told him, well, I can, I'm allowed to. I have the approval from the poker room manager. And he says it doesn't matter. The rules are you can't record here at all. Turn it off right now. He's being a pretty big dick about it, actually. And so I'm trying to explain to him, hey, I actually have approval. And he's telling me that he's really great friends with Brad Owen, and Brad Owen's not allowed to record there. And if Brad Owen can't record there, neither can I. And while I'm sure this guy and Brad are super great best friends, I'm just telling him to calm down. Like, if you don't want me to vlog here, I'll switch games. I don't ever want to make people feel uncomfortable. So if I'm vlogging at a table and someone's uncomfortable with it, even if I'm allowed to vlog there, I volunteer to switch games. I'll switch games. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. I came to this guy's game. He doesn't want me to vlog. I'll just switch to a different game. I don't care. I don't want this guy to feel uncomfortable, even though he's being kind of a jerk about it. And that's not good enough for him. He wants to make sure that I can't record at any table. So he calls the floor over and they tell me about the rule change. Apparently there were people who were recording slots and they don't want them to do that. And so they made a rule at this time nobody can record anywhere, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm nowhere near the slots when I'm recording at the poker table, and I'm only recording my hands, so I'm not really sure what slots has to do with anything, but apparently that's the rule they came up with. So I was told I had to stop recording, and I did. The happy ending to that story is the guy that was a jerk I beat out of several big pots and I busted him, and he's the reason I was up 354. So thank you to that guy for donating to my fund and helping me turn my losses around, my losing streak. I really do appreciate it. I don't know why he had to be such a jerk about it. I was not being a jerk. This guy just wanted to be a jerk. So anyways, I'm not allowed to record at Bellagio as of right now. Supposedly they're supposed to have a meeting about it and maybe let some people vlog again. I don't know, but as of right now, I'll probably still do some playing there. I do like the room still, and when it comes to recording more content for you guys, I have a few options, I think. I don't think you're really supposed to record at Aria, even though you see vlogs where people are recording there, but they do let you record at Wynn and or Encore, and they do let you record at South Point, and they do let you record at Resorts World. So I've recorded one more vlog already. That will be the next vlog out. That was 2-5 at Wynn. That's a bigger game for those of you that don't know. That's a 1,500 max buy-in game, so it can play a lot bigger, a lot crazier, but it's that or 1-3, which I've played a lot, but I wanted to step up and play 2-5 rather than step down or maybe laterally to the 1-3 at Wynn, which is also a 500 max buy-in game. So you let me know though, what would you like to see? I like Resorts World The Room. They just don't usually have that many games going, at least non-1-3 games. And South Point is kind of off the strip, so a lot of times it's always full, but a lot of times it's just a lot of locals and the games aren't good, but they can be hit and miss from my understanding. My plan right now is probably to do mostly 2-5 at Wynn, but let me know in the comments what you would like to see. I will try to accommodate you the best I can. Hopefully they'll let me record a Bellagio again sometime soon, but if not, you just have to adapt. So probably be 2-5 at Wynn. But again, thank you everybody for helping me hit 1,000 subscribers. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. Always enjoy talking to people, so please keep sending comments my way. If you ever see me out there, come say hello. I love talking to people about how much they love me. And other than that, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. See you guys next time.